Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jadisola, and in today's video I'm going to tell you why certificates are actually not enough and why they may actually not be worth it. And I'm also going to give you some pointers on what you should do if you're trying to become a product manager. Now, I understand that this is a controversial topic, but I do get a lot of DMs from my followers on Instagram about what certifications they should do to get into product management. Some of you asked me the certifications that I had to do before I got my job as a product manager and even working as an expert here in the UK. And I even remember speaking to someone about the online course that I'm working on, and the first question they asked me was, oh, is the course going to come with a recognized certification? And I'm like, okay, so it looks like a lot of people attach so much value to this piece of paper that mainly only acknowledges the fact that you've taken a course and you've learned something and possibly passed an exam. And that is weird to me, that people feel like once you have this piece of certificate, then you then qualify to get a job. I remember people advising me when I've just moved to the UK to go and get some product management certifications in order to get a job. And what they fail to realize is that a certificate can never be a substitute for real life experience. And these are the things that employers are actually looking for, like experiences that you can only get it when you have actually done the work. And there is no amount of, certificate that you will do that is going to substitute for that. Even more important is nowadays, a lot of employers don't care about your degree, let alone, a certification that you have. It now begs the question, is it really worth it? Like, why do people still need to do it? Why do they need to pay so much to do this? Personally, I think that certificates are nice to have in this current climate and not a must have. But I'm not saying that there are jobs that you absolutely don't need certifications for. What I'm saying is that you're not guaranteed to get a job simply because you have a certificate. I know some employers would add like certifications as part of the requirements for a job, but if you really think about it, a lot of them use this for screening process. So they use it to filter candidates and to reduce the number of candidates that they will actually be calling for interviews. So while certifications may get you through the door, you still have to convince these employers that you can actually do the job, that you have, a body of work that proves that you have the experience to actually get on the job and hit the ground running. Another thing to note is that these certifications, especially the ones that require you to pass an exam, they are expensive, and some of them sometimes would have like a limited number of times that you can actually take the exam. Otherwise, you have to pay more money to receive the exam in order to pass it. Now, I don't want this video to be all about bashing certificates. Let's talk about practical ways you can actually, transition into product management and gain that knowledge and experience that you need to prove to employers that you can actually do the job. So the first thing you need to do, especially if you don't know about product management or any other industry that you're trying to transition to, is to actually learn about it. So use free materials online. There's so many videos on YouTube. There's so many free resources on Google that you can actually use to learn about this industry. You can even also, go for a paid online course, but don't focus on the certificate at the end. Rather, focus on, using everything you're learning to build a body of work that you can then present to employers when you're looking for a job. Where a lot of people struggle is that they are learning things and they're not applying them immediately. Therefore, they may forget, or they may not even be able to relate it to something real life. It's now very like theoretical rather than something practical. And in my own experience, practical things stick more than when you're just learning about something randomly online. So how then can you apply this knowledge and then use it to build, a body of work? I would always say, if you're currently working, where you're working is a good place to start. If there are projects within your organization, you can volunteer to be a part of it and own that project end to end. For product management, a lot of employers are looking for people that have experience of actually delivering something end to end, like seeing like the whole life cycle of delivering something from conception to going to market with that particular product or project. And that's a good skill to have. Even within your organization, if there's like a product team, you can maybe speak to your manager and volunteer to be a part of what they're doing, or learn from PMs within the organization as well. These are like practical things you can use, and as you're learning, you can start to relate the things you're learning with practical things that people are actually doing. Another thing you can think about is within your organization is look at some of the manual processes that you currently go through, and then think of a way of automating those processes or digitizing some of these processes, and then speak with your manager or management and tell them that you want to own the digitization or automation of these processes. What this is going to help you to do is, obviously, again, like I said earlier, help you to see an idea from start to finish. It gives you an opportunity to actually have that experience of maybe possibly working with developers, working with cross-functional teams, seeing something from inception to launch. Because if you're able to actually document the process, you have so many learnings along the journey, and you can talk about these experiences confidently, because while you're building something, you would face challenges, you would meet people that will not agree with you. You'll be able to practically talk about these things and share your experiences when you are in an interview setting. If you don't have the opportunity to do some of these things within your organization, what you can do is think about a problem you care about and then try to build a website for it, or a blog, or an app, or a newsletter. And you might be saying, oh, I'm not technical, then maybe you will not do this. There's so many like no code platforms that you can actually use that they're like drag and drop, or you come up with the idea, engage somebody on Fiverr, for example, to help you build this, but it still gives you that experience of working with, a developer, being able to translate a requirement successfully to someone to get it done for you, because that's part of your job as a product manager. Lastly, you can volunteer. You can volunteer to work for maybe non-profit organizations to help them with their digital transformation projects. You can decide to volunteer to work for startups for free to gain the knowledge, but you cannot, like I said earlier, substitute hands-on experience with a certificate. So I've come to the end of this video, and I hope that you've learned something from this video and you like it. And if you did learn something, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next time. Bye.